Call the August 1st, 2024 Parks Board meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. Start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, can we have roll call, please?
Mr. Marquardt?
Present.
Mrs. Miller?
Present.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Present.
Mrs. Dixon?
Here.
Mrs. Rivera?
Here.
Mr. Bungie is absent. Mr. Austin?
Present.
Mrs. Ray?
Present.
Mr. Wiseman?
Present.
And I am here.
Okay, we'll start with the consent agenda. Number one is the meeting minutes from the July 18th meeting. Number two is claims. Parks and Rec General Fund, $21,995.26. Park impact fee was nothing. Parks and Rec non-reverting fund, $959.75. Clubhouse non-reverting fund, $2,654.70. Total expenditures of $25,609.71. Any questions or on the consent agenda?
No, I'll give a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, motion by Sarah.
I'll second that motion.
Second by Greg. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marquardt?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
And Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes. Okay, old business. Number one is the Park Foundation. I don't know if there's too much to update there. I think we're still just looking for...
Julie Mary Joan may want to talk
Okay.
on it a little.
Yeah,
They've
okay.
been kind of working on it.
There was a confusion on the application. They were having them fill out applications for boards and commissions. That's not what I created. I created a simple application and explained what a foundation did. Not that I'm telling you what to do, it's just a summary of it. So there was a misunderstanding. So we had 3, now we're down to 2 because one person got a little impatient. So,
Okay.
So we're still pushing really hard to see, to fill that up.
Okay. All
I would
right.
think it's your next meeting.
Okay.
So you have the application?
It's in the town hall, correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Tracy at Valpo Parks Department, and that's where the attachments came from, that Kirsten put in, just so people could see, like, what the Valpo Parks Foundation was responsible for, the kind of events they had. I think it'd be beneficial that when people apply, they can kind of see what's expected and, what's been done in other communities.
And I know the Valpo Parks Foundation is pretty robust. So, okay.
See, that's when they create their foundation, then they'll create what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They have that freedom to
And
make
I think,
committees or
yeah.
whatever.
And I think that's the whole thing.
That's a good example to show.
Yeah, because we'll need them to get started so that they
Correct.
can change those bylaws and kind of move those things out of town council's hands and change out who the liaison's going to be. So we need them to be in place to change those bylaws, I guess.
How many members exactly are we looking for Park Foundation? Because I know there was some confusion on that.
Just 5 is the minimum according to the ordinance that I read.
So we'll accept applications until at least 5 are here, or is there a deadline?
We're pushing it until the end of September, but I'm really hoping that we've got 2 solid people, and then, like I said, the one just called and said she's getting impatient, so just keep pushing on it. That's all we can do.
All right, I just wanted, for reference.
Okay.
And if we don't already have that on the town's Facebook page, we probably should make sure that application's
I
on.
just asked her to add it again, because it was on there, and then they,
Kind of got bumped to the bottom.
Town's Facebook or website?
Both.
it should be on both.
So if you guys are pushing till October, should we motion to defer to October, or maybe inquire about an update in September as
You
well?
probably want an update, I would think you'd want to keep, keep it live on the table.
Yeah. Okay. So then I would look for a motion to defer this to the September meeting.
I'll give that motion.
Okay, motion by Sarah.
Seconded.
Second by Greg. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marquardt?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
And Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes. Okay, motion carries 3-0. Second item of old business is the Kiwanis Dog Park fence. I don't know if we have action to take, but can we get an update on where we're at with that?
Absolutely. So after our last meeting, I was asked to work with Park Board member Greg. I met him on site with a prototype of a 3-foot garden fence, black garden fence, him, myself, and the foreman. We discussed the opportunity to install on the inside of the fence, looked at it before we bought additional materials, and Greg approved the project to move forward, and that is now complete, installed. And actually one of our crew members who did it is in the audience today, so thanks again, Raul. And we have removed the screen, and as far as I understand, everybody seems to be very pleased with it at this time.
Great. Thanks, Raul. Okay, so I don't think we need to take any action on that item. So one thing I thought about after the agenda went out that I think we probably should add back to this agenda is the town grounds use. I had an idea, so I would ask for a motion to amend the agenda to add the town grounds use and management to tonight's agenda.
I'll motion to add town grounds use to the agenda for tonight.
Okay, motion by Sarah,
I'll second that.
second by Greg. Roll call, please.
Mr. Markowitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes. Okay, motion carries 3-0. So now that we added back to the agenda, my thought was, I think last meeting we discussed maybe doing a work session to iron some of those details out. What does our council liaison think about maybe just forming like a subcommittee to talk about town grounds rather than doing a full work session with and trying to coordinate all of town council schedules and maybe get maybe 2 of us and 2, I don't know what constitutes a quorum for council, is it?
More than 2. If we have 4, it would be too many.
4, so if we had 2 or 3 council members, maybe a smaller group might facilitate those discussions a little bit better, and then we could present what comes of that to town council.
So you don't agree with anything we discussed the night we had the executive session?
No, not that we don't agree with any of that. I think
Okay.
it's just,
Because I want to know, are we starting over? Or?
no, I think we're going to build off of that, and maybe instead of having a full work session with the entire, our entire
Okay.
board and the entire town council, maybe just having 2 of us and, 2 or 3 of town council, to iron that out, and then have something that, on paper, that we could present to
It'll
town
be a
council.
directive, correct,
Yeah,
from the council.
yeah, so, should we recommend recommend that to town council, to form a subcommittee for town grounds use and management?
When we meet Tuesday, you can just suggest it during the report.
So if you're able to just do that on your own, then that's what we would ask, and
Okay.
maybe that would help facilitate some of those discussions a little more cohesively, and then we can present that
Yeah, 'cause we
to town
meet-
council.
We meet Tuesday, so.
Okay, all right, yeah, if we don't have to take action then to recommend it, then if you're able to do that for us, that would be great. So other than that, I don't really want to, we kind of went over that last meeting, and maybe we'll have an update between now and September or October meeting, have some of those details ironed out and something that we can present to town council on that. Okay, any discussion on that from the board?
No, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. All right. That's all we had in old business and the only item of new business that I wanted to discuss. So I guess we'll move to superintendent's report.
Hi there, it just seems like we were just here. So that does make for a very short report. The master planning, we were at 388 surveys completed as of 7/26. There were still pushes at the most recent farmers market, the July movie, and Lakeside Artist Guild for completion. The steering committee is set to meet for August 22nd to review those results and just start working on identifying which park spaces will be the spaces for conceptual plans in the master plan. So that's that on the 5-year master plan update. The dog park had 126 members at the time of this report. We did complete the fencing project. We hosted the Kiwanis Playground reopening just the other day. It was a beautiful day for it. I'm grateful for those involved and the chamber just always being there for us in those opportunities. It was great to reopen that as just something of substance that we've been able to do here in the park system. And that felt really good to bring that project up to speed and celebrate it. We did go on annual playground inspections with our certified playground inspector. The foreman and I both went. We should be seeing a report here in the next, it usually takes about 1 to 2 months when we see that final report. But the good thing that I can tell you is just with having our foreman on the team now and monthly visual inspections, there wasn't much that we were noting of that needed attention. So I believe that the foreman in the park crew is being able to keep up and maintain some of these playgrounds that were maybe not maintained in the best conditions over the years, you know, without a parks department. So we will have a final report, and I will send that off to you. And then just under beach ordinance or park ordinances and beach rules, I was asked to find out why we couldn't call it a sandbox or a beach. And so I did some digging around, spoke with our Zach Finn from Henrietta Group and our DNR rep Terry over here. And by all accounts, I think there was just some confusion that had been passed down the ranks, but we can most definitely reference the beach as the beach. So there is no legal reason that we should not be able to call it a beach when we go to work on the signage and the rules for that area. However, I think until we get clear direction from council and the use of town grounds, those things will await to be updated until we can figure out what needs to happen there. So, but that's, we asked a few questions, and it's not a sandbox, it can be a beach.
Good.
So, I'm glad to be able to bring that information to you. And then the upcoming IPRA conference is in November. We're bringing 4 people this year, and one of which will be our park board member, Sarah, will be in attendance in 3 of the teams. So we're excited as a new department to be able to have that many people go. It's always a great opportunity for wealth of knowledge and to meet other professionals in the area. And so that will be coming up in November, and we just scheduled that, so that's a good thing. And I finally received my study materials for the Certified Park Professional through the National Parks, and I have 6 months to prepare for that exam and complete it, and then I'll have my endorsement.
Great. Was that kind of study on your own and take the test
Yeah.
in 6 months?
Yeah,
Mhm.
just as time permits,
Okay, well, get studying. Get
Get
reading. All right, any questions for Mindy?
I have one.
Sure.
Did you get any updates on the guardrail?
Guardrail is in queue. The company that you guys approved is working on getting their contractor license, and then we will be scheduling out that project with them. So, yeah, they've been updated that we are ready to move forward.
Thank you.
Anything else for Mindy?
I do have a maintenance report. We didn't put it on the agenda. I've been asking our maintenance foreman just to kind of throw some maintenance at us because I don't cover much of that in my report. And if you don't mind, I can just do a little highlight reel of it. I know it had been emailed to the board just right before the meeting had happened. But I did want to let you know that he takes time to bullet point some of the things that he has done extra aside from the normal duties. Some of those things were that the shed got painted here on town grounds. They made mounts for the kayaks back there on that shed. He had fixed issues that as we were noting them on the playgrounds that he was able to go ahead and fix those before the report came out. So There might be others on the report that we're unaware of, but he kind of got ahead of that. They trimmed dead branches and pruned big trees behind the park office. 6 trailer loads came out of here.
No.
So, and we need a lot more time with that to take care of those. The dog park fence project came up. A project over at the dog park with the sand trap or the sand pit was completed. And we are looking into getting a new panel at Robin's Nest Playground, and so he's been researching maybe like an activity board, since that's such an older type of playground, to get the same exact panel for it is never going to happen, but we may fill that space with an activity board. So, and there's a lot on here, and they've been very busy, the crew has been, so.
Good. Yeah, and tell Josh thank you for putting that report together for us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I think next is rec report from Greg.
Yes, it is. So for marketing, what we did was the town has an alert system. I got with the IT department, and we are able to use that. So we are using that going forward. Today, I did speak with our instructor for the Easy Other Fitness. It will resume on August 6th. For fall soccer, the teams have been put together. We are putting these shirt order forms. We'll put those in pretty soon here, so they'll be ready to go. For Taylor Ice Fest, the sponsorship letters will be going out probably tomorrow here. Lakeside Artist Guild, the last concert had about over 200 people. It went really well, yeah, it went really well. They got one more coming up here in August. Movies in the Park, that is this Friday, Wonka. Thank you very much to the IT department and to the park crew. We got a new screen, and we've been adjusting some stuff with it, so it's going to look really cool. And then the trunk or treat, that event, that whole sponsorship packet went out today. And the last thing is we're having a dodgeball drop-in at the high school. Us and the high school are coming together, so it's a free event for the kids. So hopefully they come and enjoy it. And that is it.
All right, great. And then the only thing I'll just note is to thank DeMott State Bank and Vito's Italian Ice for handing out some treats at the last 2.
Yeah, they'll be there again this weekend. Yep.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
All right, any questions for Greg?
No, I'm looking forward to the Nerf Wars as well.
You and me both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for it.
We're going to have a trial day. We just have to see how
Yeah,
long
yeah.
it goes.
So you can play with them.
Yeah, we got some like blow up little like hideaways you can hide behind, so we're gonna do the whole thing. Take a
Oh.
video of everything, put it on Facebook.
Cool.
Get people excited for it.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Any written communication? I didn't see anything. No.
Is there a town council report?
Oh, sorry. Is there anything, town council, other than what you shared?
Talked about it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then I was gonna request that you start, if you could have a maintenance report, so I'm glad you did today.
Yep. All right. Okay, no written communication. Is there public comment? Please. Just name and address for the record, please.
My name is Kathy Traina. I'm 13674 Freedom Way, Centennial Village. I have a couple questions regarding the dog park.
Okay.
I'm a proud mother of 2 little fur babies. They are tiny, so we do use the smaller location. Some people do have some smaller dogs that they want to let them run with big ones. 2 10-pound dogs do not need to be with these big, huge dogs. So I kind of pass on that. But my question is, I've noticed a lot of different things. Now, you mentioned something about the fencing. You put mesh.
There was a screen mesh, a temporary mesh on the outside of the small dog park to prevent them from going between the 4-inch gap on the bars.
Right.
Till the board could review if we were going to actually do a total fence replacement. Once that decision was agreed in our last meeting, we went in with a garden fence on the interior, a black garden fence that you won't even know until you're up on it that it's there, but the gaps are like this big between the garden fence. So unless you own a
I haven't
chipmunk.
been there today.
Okay,
Mhm.
it just finished it like yesterday. Yeah, or if you own a mouse of a dog, it might get through there.
No, I know that's true. But the other question is, I know they replaced sand, but also they removed the picnic table from the little section. We used to have 2, and there is one now, but it's way way on the west side. Could we get that moved closer to the gate?
I don't see a problem with it. I know that you did have a table that needed repaired, so I will talk with the crew and make sure, but you would like it back in the same area that it was.
Yes, if you don't mind, because my little ones don't go all the way to the west side. You know, occasionally they will, but they stay this way, so it was a little strange yesterday when they couldn't find the table. So,
Mhm.
but other than that, we really appreciate what you've done over there, and that's what I have.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
and
so
we
much.
appreciate you coming and giving your suggestions, that's what we need to,
Thank you.
you know, thank you. Okay, any other public comments? Yeah.
Gail Brandon, 7014 West 139th Place. I just had a question about the $21,995
Mhm.
claims. Is that one big item or just a bunch of little things that got?
Yeah, I guess it's a bunch of little things. The only large item was $10,499.15, and that was one of the payments to Context Design.
Okay.
But other than that,
Master planning.
Thank you.
100 small items, yeah.
100 small items.
Yeah, or
A lot.
a lot, maybe 20, 30. Okay, any other public comment before we wrap up? Okay, public comments closed. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, meeting is adjourned. Next meeting is September, do we have the date for the next? September 5th, at 5:30 PM.
I see they get the park stack and the properties are actually